South Florida, opening night. Bulls and Heat. LeBron James and the Heat raising their championship banner and receiving their rings from last season. Big three, kissing the rings before the game. Third title in franchise history for the Heat. Derrick Rose returning from an ACL surgery, 548 days since the surgery. He got a shout out from the president. And when you get a shout out from the president, you can't afford to let the other team shut you down. I'll wait. Mario Chalmers steals it, gets it to Udonis Haslem for the dunk. A few possessions later, Rose splits defenders, drives and hits, and boy, the explosion looks pretty good. Aggressive early, but he struggled from the field. Rose shot 4 of 15 from the floor, struggling from beyond the three-point line, shooting 1 for 7. He said he'd been working on his threes, but not quite there yet. Rose 12 points and 4 assists. And on the defensive side, Norris Cole with a nice crossover move, and he knocks down the jumper as Rose hits the floor. But the most important thing for Bulls fans, he got up. Cole, 5 for 7, he had 11 points. Heat with a 6-point lead. The Heat shot 11 of 20 from beyond the three-point line, and their transition game was working too. LeBron James, beautiful bounce pass to Dwayne Wade. Wade couldn't find his shot, 5 for 13. He had 13 points. Free throw put the Heat up 14. Then Cole with the rebound. Pass up ahead to James. He's going to wait and then reverse it. And he gets fouled. He shot 5 for 11 in the game. Later in the quarter, drives around defenders, and then the underhand layup falls away from the basket. Tough angle, but that put the Heat up 21, part of a 17-0 run in the second quarter by Miami, and they look like the championship team from last year. Third quarter, Heat up 18. James waits for Chris Anderson, directs traffic, and then the Birdman able to finish. 8 assists for James to go with 17 points and 6 rebounds. Some great vision there. The Bulls made it closer later, but the verdict never really in doubt. Heat 107-95.
We want to get better. You know, you don't take too much from it. But, you know, we will watch film. We will see the things that we did well. We're going to see the things that we didn't do so well, especially in the second half. And, you know, it's a building process. And, you know, you can't, I mean, you don't base your season off the first game or one game. But, you know, we got room for improvement, and that's a good thing.
You know we hold the team defensively. It's a amount of time till offense start clicking. And, you know, and you look up there, next thing you know, you up 20, you know, but you're just playing the game. Good opening first night, but there's also a lot of things that we can work on. And, you know, that's a coach's dream as well. So, you know, I'm sure we got a lot of work to do.
Third straight win in season openers for the Heat. Champs have now won 6 of the last 7 openers. The key for the Heat Tuesday, balanced attack. 7 of the 9 players who played scored in double figures, but none more than LeBron James, 17 points. He came in averaging 31 points per game in openers with the Heat. But on the other side, what about that first game back?
Even with the performance I had, it's no pressure because I know I'm going to have a breakthrough game. So my job is to continue to work hard, and I know it's going to come to me.
It's tough to lose to this team. You know, we obviously want to beat them, and we want to ruin their party tonight. But, you know, it didn't work out that way. Next time we play them, we will play a lot better. We will be a lot better.
Noah's a hater, but I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
Heat went 6 for 8 on corner threes Tuesday, the most they've made in a game against Chicago in the Big Three era. Last season, the Heat were the league's most proficient team on corner threes, but the Bulls had been the league's best defense against that shot under Tom Thibodeau. Stephen A. Smith and Michael Wilbon were at the game.
Mike, I got to admit to you, I thought that the Miami Heat looked in midseason form, to be quite honest with you. They came out with a level of fluidity. They were sharing the basketball. They hit 7 3-pointers in the first half. Shane Battier connected on all 3 of his. Ray Allen hit a couple of them. LeBron James and D-Wade weren't even looking for their shot because they didn't have to, because everybody else that was shooting, the ball seemed to be going in.
Well, Steven, you talk about offensively what Miami did. I was impressed defensively. They came out with that high trap on Derrick Rose as if it was a flashback to 2011, the last time Derrick Rose played in the playoffs against Miami in the conference finals then. And the Bulls still couldn't figure out how to solve it initially. And the problem is the Bulls struggled to score mightily against Miami. So when you struggle to score like that, some of it's the Bulls' own difficulties against them, not having enough offense, and perhaps another offensive player is necessary. But also Miami was playing the kind of defense they knew worked against the Bulls the last time Derrick Rose was out there against them in the postseason.
After 18 months away from an NBA game, Derrick Rose promised he would be a more efficient player. But against the Miami Heat, he scored only 12 points on 15 shots. He said his basketball IQ grew. He had 5 turnovers against only 4 assists. He said his vertical jump was higher and he was more explosive. Yet the Miami Heat brought Rose down to earth with their swarming, tenacious defense in the season opener.
I think we had a lot to do with it. We contributed to him on the ball most of the night, especially in transition. Early he got to the basket, and our antennas were up, but they went up even more.
I don't think it was any rust. It was just me missing shots. I had worse shooting nights than this. If anything, have amnesia about it, and we play in 2 days.
It's one game. You can't read too much in a single game. Look, Derrick Rose is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Eastern Conference. We all know that. We're under no grand illusions that he's not. It's going to take a couple games for him to get his true rhythm, though.
In sharp contrast to the rusty Bulls, the Heat were a clinic in execution. These guys have clearly been together a long time, and it showed. Asked if the ring ceremony before the game was a distraction, LeBron James said, "Not at all. We just raised the banner and left last season behind." After that, they did the same to the Bulls. In Miami, Mark Schwartz, ESPN.
Rose played his customary minutes in Tuesday's opener. Wasn't quite himself from the field and less efficient with the basketball as well. Scored 6.5 fewer points Tuesday than his season opener average. And he had more turnovers and assists than the Bulls lost to the Heat. Here's Tim Legler now on Rose's return.
Devs went 2-1.
Derrick Rose's knee looked fine, but Norris Cole broke his ankles. Heat win their home opener 107-95. Oh, gotcha.